What's up? Vitaly here, and this is a software economics lesson. In the software business plan lesson, we quickly touched on software revenue streams and costs. That was to help you quickly qualify your ideas and make you start thinking about some possible numbers with your software idea. And before building any software, we want to understand how we're going to make money with it, what possible strategies to apply, and how to make it the lean way. It's always great to do some research, planning, and projections upfront, right? And in this lesson, we'll go a bit deeper into the software monetization topic. So, what exactly we are going to cover in this lesson? We will start with a lot of examples. The best way to learn is by comparing what software is already on the market and how they monetize it, right? Then I will show you what software monetization model exists and how you can approach your product pricing structure for the MSP version. We will learn what is product-led growth is and why this is a kind of buzzword in modern software. Then we'll go over software economics example and I will show you what should be a goal if you want to be profitable with your software. And at the end of this lesson, as usual, I will give you some homework to do. Before we jump to examples, let me quickly warn you what this lesson is about and what it's not. Obviously, software economics lesson is not going to be like business course or MBA program for software. Here I'm not going to teach you how to sell and market your software, but I'm going to give you the basics you need, all the basics you need to build and launch the first software version fast, the MSP version, okay? We'll focus on the necessary minimum to implement your pricing structure and the way how you are going to charge your customers. With software products, pricing structure integration in most cases involves a lot of development hours. That's why we need to do our homework now and define our pricing structure, plans, and the whole monetization model before we get to the project roadmap and the MSP development phases, right? And we need to make sure that we spend enough time on this topic right now so we don't change it in the middle of the MSP development phase. Such scope changes might be significant comparing to the MSP version scope. We don't want that, okay? So that's my important note here. So let's start by checking a few existing software products and how they charge their customers. What are their plans, pricing structure, and monetization models? We will check different types of software, from games and social networks to marketplaces and SaaS applications. Let's start with Facebook. I bet you know what it is, right? This social network is free for end users. The primary way of how Facebook makes money is by selling advertisement. It has a dedicated ads manager application that allows businesses to market and sell their products and services. There are a ton of different metrics and goals of how Facebook will charge you for its services. You might pay per click or per impression, per lead or per landing page visit. You can pay for your Facebook page like or a lot of other different actions performed by Facebook end users. Most social networks and free software products make money by displaying ads. Ads might be sophisticated like Facebook does, or it can be something more simple like placing a banner on your website in return for a fixed monthly fee. Also, there are marketplaces and other types of services that will charge you per listing placement. This could be job boards, business listings, rating websites, and similar software. Usually they charge you monthly fees to list your product or business within their catalog. Also, you might pay extra to get to the top of that list as well. Next one. Did you play this game? I was playing it probably 15 years ago when I was a student. I've been working as an administrator in the computer club where guys been playing a lot of games over local network competing with each other. And one of these games I tried was Diablo. This was one of the two games that I actually finished. Diablo monetized by selling one-time installation on CDs. This game is not live anymore, and similar games are sold as online or mobile-based application these days. They still can sell one-time installation or user sign-ups, but monthly subscription took over, and these days a lot of games also support this monetization model, monthly subscription. Also, another popular model for games is one-time in-app purchases. You purchase credits which you can use to spend on different things within that game. A weapon, poison, tools, or any other kind of different magic items. Mobile-based marketplace Uber, the most common monetization model for software-based marketplaces, is taking a commission on transactions. Also, such marketplaces might have a monthly subscription, one-time fees, and even ad and listing fees. As for Uber, its primary revenue stream comes from a 20 to 25% commission on every ride. Also, when they grew, they started doing promotional offerings together with other businesses. One more marketplace, this time web-based. This one is huge. It sells a lot of different products and services. It sells its own products and also products from third-party vendors. It provides services to developers called the Amazon AWS bundle. Also, it sells hardware devices like Kindle. Finally, they have a subscription model as well. They have Amazon Prime and Kindle Unlimited subscription. Also an Audible monthly subscription for audiobooks. If you start with the marketplace, then it's better to start with one revenue stream and one model, commission only or subscription only. Trying to mix it all in the beginning will give you unnecessary costs and headaches. Shopify, software to help you set up online store and market and sell your stuff. They also have kind of hybrid approach to monetization. Shopify sells a monthly subscription and you also pay commission on every sale. Also, there are some fees for specific bank transactions. They have 3 plans, or how we call it, pricing tiers: basic, Shopify and advanced. Plans differ in number of staff accounts you can have and also in set of features. This is how it works for Shopify. Now, one of the most popular email marketing SaaS products, MailChimp. MailChimp is on the market since 2001 and only in 2009 they switched to a freemium model, which means adding a forever free plan. What started as a simple monthly subscription business grew to a hybrid model with subscriptions and pay-as-you-go plans. Their monthly subscription tiers differ in the set of features, but then within each pricing tier over here, your price will change based on number of subscribers you have. On this screenshot, you can see starting prices for each of these plans based on the minimum number of subscribers. Also, they have pay-as-you-go plans. Here, MailChimp will charge you per one email sent, so you pay for what you use only. Their monetization is pretty sophisticated these days, mixing a lot of different approaches. They tuned this model hundreds of times and still experimenting with it a lot. This is something you can develop only a long period of time and not something that you want to ship on day one. Dropbox. They have monthly and annual subscription tiers. These plans differ by storage size and by feature sets. Dropbox also provides a forever free plan for small storage size. This is how it works for Dropbox. Next example, Skype. Skype history is also pretty long. They had a lot of different experiments with their pricing. You can use Skype for free as long as you don't need a landline or mobile number calls. For this, you have 2 options: pay as you go or subscribe to one of their monthly plans and receive a limited amount of call minutes included. There are different rates for domestic and international calls. Finally, you can get a Skype number if you subscribe to a monthly plan. Fast-growing startup Slack, online group communication software. They also have a free plan with small file storage and a limited set of features. But if you want more space or you need to do, let's say, video calls, you will have to subscribe to standard or plus tiers over here. They also have a custom enterprise grid plan with flexible terms based on your business needs. Balsamiq. This wireframing software is also available on a subscription. It sells monthly and annual subscriptions. For $9 per month, you will be able to create and use 2 projects with Balsamiq. For $49 per month, you can use up to 20 projects. These plans also differ in feature sets, but the main reason to pay more is obviously to use more projects. The next pretty popular software among the creative tech crowd is Trello. This is a project management system in the form of simple Kanban boards. Its value metric is number of users you want to invite into your account. Also, more expensive pricing tiers include some extra features. Drip, CRM software sold as SaaS. It started as a simple email marketing software, but its founder Rob Walling changed their direction and they became marketing automation software. Now they position themselves as something in the middle between simple products like MailChimp and more sophisticated software like Infusionsoft. It's also a subscription-based business and they apply 2 value metrics simultaneously. So their pricing plans differ by number of contacts and by number of emails you can send at the same time. Google Tools for businesses. You know that you can use, let's say, Gmail account or Google Drive for free as long as it's for your individual needs and you don't need a custom domain name, right? Also, free Gmail or Google Drive apps have some limitations on the amount of storage you have. As soon as you need a custom domain or more storage, you need to switch to the Google Business Suite. And then you will pay as low as $6 per each user per month. If you need more storage or access to some premium apps and features, you will be able to upgrade to high account to $12 or $25 per month per user. So their monetization model is based on subscription as well. Their pricing tiers are based on number of users and storage size. Also, higher plans provide some extra functionality. Okay, this is my last example, Basecamp. Previously known as 37 Signals, this agency is now named by its main product, Basecamp. It's a project management system for small businesses and freelancers. It's probably the simplest monetization model and pricing structure among any software you will find on the market today. I mean those products that are for 5 or more years on the market. They have a forever free plan with 3 projects only, and then they have one simple pricing plan only, $99 per month. And you get it all features, unlimited number of projects, users, clients and storage. I think this is the best setup at the beginning of any software. It's easy to implement technically and it's easy to explain to potential customers. Admittedly, that's not a strategy that will work for any software, but in the beginning, when you launch your MSP version only, that might be the best option to consider. Any successful software is regularly adjusting its pricing strategy all the time. So why to overcomplicate things in the beginning before you understand your customers and have any feedback yet, right? So to quickly summarize, these are the most popular monetization models in modern software. One-time purchases, monthly or annual subscription, commissions on transactions or other fees, pay-as-you-go plans for specific value metric like number of subscribers or storage size, ads, cost per click, per link, per landing page, monthly banner fees. It consists also of schemas like paid listings, and actually anything else you can come up with and that will work for your specific software. I would not recommend creating anything groundbreaking and completely new, as it will be harder to sell and implement. But of course, on the other side, your software idea dictates the monetization model. It's a priority. And on this list, I highlighted the monthly and annual subscription line. This is the easiest and most popular option to pick for software. That's not the end of this lesson yet, but I already want to give you the first part of your homework. Once you finish watching this lesson, I will ask you to do some quick research and see how your competitors are selling their software. What kind of monetization model and pricing structure do they have? What are their prices? Do they have forever free plan or just free trial period? How long is that trial period? What specific plans do they have? Are these pricing tiers different in feature set only or also differ by some value metric like number of subscribers or number of projects or number of users? Pick your 3 to 5 top competitors and add all this information to our worksheet over here. On this lesson page, you will find a link to the software economics homework document. After we research competitors and define our monetization model, the next step is to work on the pricing structure. Pricing structure consists usually of 3 key components: pricing tiers, pricing tier models, and price itself. Now, let's get over each of them one by one. Pricing tiers. Here we define how many pricing plans we want to provide. For the initial software version, I would recommend to start simple and if not completely necessary, just introduce 1 or maximum 2 plans. Okay? Next, pricing tier models. There are 2 ways how you can differentiate your pricing tiers. You can use one of these things separately with your software or mix it. The first way we call perpetual value. Here our pricing plans differ by feature sets only. For instance, imagine that all MailChimp plans allow you to have an unlimited amount of mail subscribers. And more expensive plans give you some extra features included, but the number of subscribers is infinite in every tier. This is a pricing tier model based on perpetual value. The second module for pricing plans is based on value metric. In this case, MailChimp would give you the same set of features included within every pricing tier, but you will have the number of mail subscribers limit going up with more expensive plans. This will be a pricing tier model based on value metric only. And in this case, the value metric is what? Correct, it's number of subscribers. And pricing tiers might use more than one value metric at the same time. Let's say for MailChimp, it could be like number of subscribers limit and number of mail sent limit in different pricing tiers. But MailChimp pricing tiers are based on both number of subscribers and set of features, and we call it a hybrid pricing tiers model. Here we combine both the perpetual value and the value metric. Just for you to know, the perpetual value model is usually a bit easier to implement technically than the one based on value metric, and the hybrid approach is the hardest one, obviously, the hardest one technically. And of course, in the beginning, for the MSP release only, I also recommend stick to a simpler approach as usually. Okay, now a bit more about price itself. There are tons of books on software pricing. This is quite tricky topic and usually you cannot get it right before you launch your software. It requires regular ongoing experimentation. If you set your price too low, people will doubt your software quality and the value it provides. If you set it too high, they might run to your competitors, right? And because you cannot get it right before you launch your MSP version, the best approach for now will be just to check how competitors price their products and copy their prices with some small adjustments here and there. That will be more than enough so far. Technically, changing the price is easy. You can do this many times per week after you release or even before you release it. But changing pricing tiers and pricing tier models, this is what makes the most time to develop. So make sure you don't overcomplicate it and start simple. Technically, the easiest option will be to provide just one pricing tier with everything included for all users, or if you want, let's say, 2 pricing plans, then make sure you don't put too many value metrics on it. The perpetual value model is a bit easier to integrate within your software. And finally, regardless of my recommendation to simplify your pricing structure as much as you can, still you need to prioritize your software needs and what makes the most sense for your specific idea. Okay? There is one more thing I want to share with you now. Recently, there is a pretty popular buzzword among software entrepreneurs. This is a product-led growth. What is it all about? Okay, good old way to sell stuff is to set up a sales call, do a demo with your potential customers and make a sale during that call, right? And after you get money, you will let the new customer into your software, so they will pay, and only after this they start using your software. We call it marketing-led growth. But these days, software products try to go in the opposite direction. We let our potential customers sign up into our software and start using it for free. And then, based on their experience and the value they get, they decide to pay for our software or not. This free period might be limited by time and feature sets or might be not. Surely, you cannot apply the product-led growth strategy to any software. Software for big enterprises, let's say, require a lot of personal touches, meetings, demo sessions, and employee adoption. Such software is usually sold using a good old marketing-led growth strategy. But for other type of software, let's say for small and mid-sized businesses or for the B2C sector, product-led growth is a pretty good strategy which you need to consider right now. Usually, we implement a product-led growth strategy using one of the 2 approaches: free trials or freemium model. Let's start with free trial. Here we let our new users sign up and use our software for a short period of time. Usually it's for 2 weeks, and often we let them use all our features and unlimited value metric based items like subscribers or file storage. After this free period ends, they stop using your software or pay to keep using it. The free trial period is the most crucial in the life cycle of your users. You need to provide value and the results in the shortest possible amount of time. Converting users from trial to paid is probably the biggest challenge in the software journey. And we will talk a bit more about this in the users activation lesson. Now, you can let your new users into your software straight away, or you might require a mail confirmation and also entering some credit card details. What options to pick, would you ask? It depends on the situation and how well do you know your customers at this point. If you're only in the beginning of your journey and want to get some feedback and see anybody using your software, then it would be better to remove any distraction. Just let them in and start using your product. But if you're running your software for a while now, You have your first recurring revenue, you understand your customers much better, and now you don't want to spend a lot of time and effort supporting trial users who are not right fit and not serious about purchasing your software at the end. Then you can add email verification and payment detailed process. Yes, you will get less free trial signups, but the quality of these users will be much higher, right? Okay, that's it on free trials. Alternative way to free trial is a freemium model. Simply put, it's just a forever free plan. It might be restricted to specific features only or on some value metric. Let's say you allow only 500 subscribers or only 1 gigabyte of file storage in your free account. As soon as the free user grows over this limitation and is happy with your software, this user will switch to a paid plan. But this is not that easy as it sounds. Getting freemium to work is almost impossible in the very beginning. The problem is that when you start, you will make a mistake providing too little or too much in your freemium. Too little to provide enough value and users stop using it, or you can give too much so there won't be strong enough reasons for them to pay. All existing successful software products that have freemium, they introduce it only after being for years on the market and being profitable. Freemium is not a revenue model, it's a growth strategy. To understand it better, there is an excellent white paper from Profitwell company, which you can get by the link on this slide over here. When you provide anything for free without a limitation period, you need to remember about the penny gap theory. It's much harder to sell 1 cent product to a new customer than to sell 1,000 product to a customer that purchased something from you. There is a big chasm between 0 and 1 cent, okay? So be super careful with providing anything for free, unlimited. I know I'm dumping a lot of information on you and some of you might already be overwhelmed. That's why I have this slide here for you to give you kind of guidelines. What software is easier to implement and sell? What pricing structure and monetization models are easier to develop technically? On this slide, I have 4 blocks for you. The top left starts with the most challenging types of software, which I labeled as critical. Then we have high complexity ideas, then medium, and finally low complexity ideas. Let's start with critical complexity ideas. Games and social networks are among the hardest ideas to implement and grow, both technically and from a business perspective. Nobody will use social network before you have a lot of their friends or peers there, right? With games, it's a bit different. Any game to become successful needs to go viral. It's a lot of psychology involved to make it happen, and also games usually don't live for a long period, right? And you get a feeling on how to create games only after you build and launch a 3rd, 4th or 5th game. Sometimes it doesn't happen even after you build and launch 10 games. Both social networks and games are also far from simple software to build and support. As soon as you are done with the initial version and covered all the dynamic features, you will inevitably be faced with scaling problems. Don't get me wrong, it's all doable and we have many successful examples on the market, but their success rate is much lower when compared to other types of software businesses. Okay, let's move on to high complexity ideas. Here I have marketplaces. Marketplace products are also a bit tricky to grow. Here we face so-called the chicken egg problem. Vendors don't sign up because you don't have enough buyers, and buyers don't use your product because there are no many vendors represented yet on your marketplace. The marketplace is easier to build and grow than the social network, but still harder than other types of software products. Technically, the marketplace does not require super challenging features and third-party integrations usually. But any marketplace needs a big set of small functions to be implemented for all on both user sides, for vendors and for buyers, cabinets, and also admin cabinets, which usually makes it a middle-sized software project or bigger. All these small functions add up and make it pretty big in scope. Even a simple marketplace usually requires 100 features, and it will take 3 months at the very least for the smallest possible marketplace. Okay. Medium complexity ideas over here. This is software as a service product on monthly subscription, which is based on value metric pricing, like number of subscribers, amount of file storage, or a hybrid model with both value metric and perpetual value mixed. It takes a bit more time to develop the initial version with value metric pricing plans. Also, the value metric is harder to get it right in the beginning. So you will need more experiments to do than with perpetual value when your plans differ only by feature sets. And the winner, the simplest, the lowest possible complexity ideas are also SaaS applications. Like most accessible software to build is SaaS on monthly subscription with 1 or 2 plans which differ only based on feature sets. Like it's easier to build and probably to grow. But now I want to do my best sharing all my knowledge with you, all our knowledge with you. But first of all, you need to start with your market needs and your software idea. If you know a specific business domain pretty well, maybe you already have a big audience there and you know what specific pain you can fix for this audience with your new software, then go for it. Even if it's marketplace or social network that will require a bit more complex technical phase and will be a bit harder to grow. Market need, your experience and your existing audience are of higher priority than software idea complexity, okay? It's better to spend a bit more time, money and efforts to grow something that people want, instead of trying to chase simple software ideas which we don't know how to sell. Does it make sense? Okay, let's move on. On this lesson page, you will find a home worksheet with monetization model, which you need to copy over to your Google Drive folder and start working on it. You will need to think about your potential monetization model. In our worksheet, you will have to fill this table with your thoughts and ideas, something that you will include in the MSP version into your software first release. I want you to add here how you are going to charge your customers and also what pros and cons do you think this model has. This exercise will make you think about alternative ideas as well. No, it's not one-time task and you will learn and modify it all the time after you launch. But to build an initial version, we already need to make some planning. Also, changing the payment structure in the middle of MSP development stage will be pricey. So we want to make it right and not change it in the middle of development, okay? Then in our worksheet, you will find one more table, like that one you can see on this slide. This time you need to project your pricing structure with pricing plans, some initial prices, and how these pricing tiers will differ. Will they differ by feature sets only, also by some value metric like storage size or number of users, number of projects or number of subscribers? Do you need one pricing tier or want to start with more already in the beginning? This is your homework I will ask you to do after this lesson. And now let's move on to the next slide. To finalize our pricing structure and monetization sections of this lesson, I want to provide you with one more quick tips kind of slide here. This recommendation might not work for you and your specific idea, but it's something that might be best for 80% of new tech startups. I mean only for the MSP version stage, for the initial release, okay? So, if you are completely lost and not sure what to pick for your idea, then you have 2 options. First one, do exactly the same way as your competitors do. Second way, choose this easy way I outlined for you on this slide. Surely it's not the best fit for all kinds of software, but it's especially suitable for SaaS products and software newcomers. So, easiest possible way. Start by selling your software at a single price to all users with all features included. Integrate also 2 weeks free trial period and do all the hard work on charging money, invoicing, using software like Stripe, just manually doing the work there in the beginning. Once you push it to production and do this for 2-3 months until you grow, let's say to 50 users, you can develop some automation. With Eaton, we didn't have a subscription fully automated with our pasta software. We made a lot of new users payments manually for almost 3 months after we launched. Only then we coded all the necessary automation. So why you can do the same? And you will save a lot of time and money and focus move this money and spend this money on something more important like core business logic of your software. That's the idea. Finally, don't introduce freemium in the beginning. Yep, it might be tempting to provide a free account when you launch. Your product is not perfect yet, with some bugs, small set of features, it's not 100% ready, right? So you open it up for free and hope it will be a no-brainer for people to try. But it might give you the opposite effect. Free stuff is not valued. Also, you will start getting wrong people on board that get no value and any results from your software. They will not cancel the account, but also will not use it because it's free. Also, it's much harder to convert forever free accounts to paid users. Finally, free users don't prove that your software is really valuable. The only validations are worth are money. So, I usually recommend avoiding freemium plans for the first couple of months until you get it all right, start making good revenue and know your users better. That's all from me on pricing and monetization models. But that is not the end of this lesson yet. I have a final section for you, which is quick software economics example. Here I don't want you to get specific, accurate numbers for your cost and revenue. That's impossible before you launch, start selling and marketing your software. But what I want to achieve with this exercise is to make you think in the right direction and start putting together some formulas for a profitable software product. This will give you some good foundations to keep doing the same thing after you launch and start working on your software business growth. Also, in this example, we have two KPIs, LTV and CAC. Don't worry if you don't get it all now. In the next lesson on software KPIs, we will consider it in more details. And for now, I'm just giving you a quick introduction. So, a profitable software requires you to have positive so-called unit economics. This means a positive LTV to CAC ratio, lifetime value to customer acquisition cost ratio. These two numbers, your LTV and your CAC, are critical for long-term growth. Now, let me explain you a bit what are these KPIs. LTV metric, lifetime value, is the total value of a customer during their entire customer lifetime. For example, if your average revenue per account is $100 per month and each customer stays in average for 10 months with you, your LTV is how much? Yeah, $1,000, right? Next, CAC, customer acquisition cost. This is how much you pay to acquire each customer through all of your acquisition channels. For example, if you spend 20 grand per month on sales and also 20 grand per month on marketing, 40 grand in total, and you get 1,000 new customers in return, then your CAC is $40 per customer. You pay $40 to acquire one new customer. In this example, when we have $1,000 in LTV and $40 in CAC, our LTV to CAC ratio would be 25:1, which is excellent and actually almost impossible in real life. Now, depending your LTV and CAC ratio, your software product might fall into one of three possible categories. First situation, your ratio is less or equal to 1:1. These unit economics lead to failure. If you're spending more to acquire customers than the revenue you receive from them, your business can't survive, obviously. The only way such companies do survive is through outside investment. Situation number 2, your ratio is higher than 1:1 but still lower than 3:1. With unit economics like this, scaling is achievable, yeah. You do have a profit which you can reinvest, but growth will be inevitably slow. Okay, does it make sense? Third situation, your ratio is higher than 3:1. At this point, every new paying customer generates 3x or more in revenue than their acquisition cost. For every new dollar, you can spend 2 on growth. This is the place you want to be with your software if you want to grow and grow fast. Now, I want to ask you to do your own CAC and LTV projections, guesses, and calculate your ratio for your software idea. On this slide, you can see MailChimp's example for software economics exercise. This is just my rough guesses, projections. This is not a real numbers. I haven't talked to MailChimp founders, haven't asked them these questions, but these are my quick projections to give you some quick examples. And you will find it on this lesson page in MailChimp worksheet. I will ask you to go over this template in this lesson worksheet and try to project, guess, research, and investigate your potential numbers. Let's say you're going to generate new leads using Facebook paid ads. Let's say new email sign up or new trial sign up will cost you anything between $2 and $25. I encourage you to spend a couple of hours and investigate what are average lead costs in your niche, in your business domain, or among similar software products. Also, you can research what is average conversion percentage from trial to paid accounts within your business niche. Yes, this will be just rough guesses, but still it's good enough to start with. Note, this exercise does not give you any strong yes or no for your idea. Real numbers will be different and we can never know how our product would perform on the market until we ship, surely no. But having such a quick exercise will make you think in the right direction and help you with some planning as for the next steps in terms of pricing, sales, and overall monetization strategy for your software. So take your time, research your market, and project some quick numbers for your CAC, LTV, and unit economics ratio. Fine, before I jump to the last step and give you homework, I have one more important note here for you. You don't make your pricing projections once and for all. It's only to build and launch MSP, so don't overthink it now, okay? You probably won't be able to make it right for the first time. But on the other side, just make sure you dedicate enough time right now and don't change this specification before the MSP launch. We will use this information to add to our scope during Project Roadmap module. And it's expensive to change this roadmap, this monetization model, pricing structure during MSP development. It's expensive compared to overall MSP scope, budget, and timeline. Okay? I would say you need to invest anything between 2 hours and up to 2 days working on this lesson homework. It highly depends on how many new things you need to learn and what you already know about your specific market. The less you know, the more research you need to do, and it takes time. Okay? Okay, we covered everything I had for this lesson. You've got a lot of information to grasp. Something might be new for you, something you already know. So now I will ask you to take your time, review this lesson a few more times if you need to, and start working on your home assignment. On this lesson page, you'll find a link to the software economics worksheet. You need to copy it over to your folder and fill it in with your software related data. We need you to define your monetization model, pricing structure, free trials details, and do quick software economics exercise. Also, use the MailChimp economics worksheet as a reference while working on your home assignment. We prepared it for you and put it on this lesson page. Okay, that is all from me. With that being said, I'm super excited about checking your worksheets and seeing your monetization models. And if you have any questions regarding your home assignment, share your worksheets with us and leave us a question via support. We will review it on our weekly QA call.